Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. Today I have kind of an oddball episode. This is strictly a historical reference point that I'm putting out this episode about some material that my parents had left behind that I've had in storage for quite a number of years relating to John Kennedy and a couple of other people. So in a previous episode I was talking about Stephen King's masterful novel 11/22/63, which I praised in that episode. I'm sure you can easily find that if you wish to look at it. And in that episode, I showed you a screen grab or a digital grab of a scan of a frame of films, 8mm film that my mother took of John Kennedy in 1960 when he was on the campaign trail. Well, since that episode, I have had that footage transferred to digital, and it needs to have a home, and I thought the best place for it is the public. Put it out in the public. So I put the film together without restoration. The only thing I did do was I slowed it down a little bit because it's very fast and it's very short. It does show at the end some Girl Scouts dancing, a group of girls. My sister is in that crowd somewhere. So I just wanted to get that out in the public venue so that it's for historical purposes. It is November 22nd today. I thought it would be appropriate to post this. And in the film, you'll see Kennedy is sitting on the back top of the seat. He's not sitting in the seat. He's on the back top. He's shaking hands and smiling and talking to people. And when he comes to my mother, the car is going at a snail's pace. He comes up to my mother and he reaches out to shake her hand, and she had to stop filming. And then the Girl Scout footage was added by my father, spliced onto it later. So I'm showing it you here, and then I have a few comments to make afterwards. So here is the footage. It is a silent. I didn't add any narrative or music. It's just a quick 8mm footage from 1960, and here it is. In addition to that, there was a lot of collectibles saved. There is a book that's out there. This is called The Torch is Past, and this came out after Kennedy's assassination. And this is a book put together by the Associated Press, the story of the death of a president. This is very common on eBay. It's not a rare book. It is the journalistic record of Kennedy's passing with various photographs, and the narrative is a journalistic narrative about the passing, and it was done by a group of editors and writers at the Associated Press. It was not just one. So my parents had saved this as well. So they also had a few other things, and I thought it would just be interesting to show them to you. They saved this stack of newspapers relating to Kennedy and a few others. So I just thought I'd show you a few. This is the Chicago Sun-Times from November 23rd, 1963. And there you have that. There are several of these following up. This is November 26th. Sorrow and Strength from the Chicago Sun-Times. These are complete newspapers. This is the famous Bill Maudlin sketch that he did, which is a sketch of the Lincoln Memorial with Lincoln weeping. And this was published on December 29th, 1963. I grew up in a household that supported the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King, and the assassinations that followed of Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy, and then of course the massacre at Kent State are still topics that are very upsetting to me. This is November 25th. We have Ruby on the back, and then we have he lies in state here. November 25th. So it's a wide variety of stuff. A couple of other things here. We have John Wayne's passing, and it was the Daily Courier News, which was Elgin, Illinois, and this is June 12th, 1979. John Wayne, two-fisted hero, dies of cancer. Really sad stuff. My parents loved history. I got it from them. I love to study history. Death of John Wayne is covered in this one as well, another Daily Courier News. We have the Chicago Tribune. The world pays tribute to John Wayne. There's an article, major article here about John Wayne. My father loved John Wayne, and so do I. Some other things here. We get to some really sad cultural reference points. I'm sure some of you have seen these before, and this is John Lennon's death from the Chicago Sun-Times, this was the following day, December 9th, 1980, which is when most of the world learned of it. A day I'll never forget. And December 10th, that was the Sun-Times. This is Daily Courier News. Lennon's alleged killer closely watched him, I guess. This is another one relating to Lennon. They did a very special, a lot of newspapers did this type of special tribute to Lennon, and so forth and so on. And there's several others here to this December 10th. December 10th, 1980. House suspect stalked Lennon for 3 days in New York. We have Ringo and Barbara Bach on the cover of the newspaper, on the front page, and so forth. So a treasure trove of really sad historical moments in our nation's violent history, preserved in a footlocker by my parents all of these decades. I hope you find this interesting. Thank you for checking in. Stay well, stay happy, feed your brain, read some books.